So you lost track of your routine and you're stressed out. You're losing time with family and friends, and everything is just so chaotic, all over the place. In this video, I'm going to discuss a couple of principles about time management that are going to help you get back on track. The things that you will need are a pen and a paper, and I want you to stick through to the end of this video where I'm going to reveal a secret that has helped me get my time management on par. If you're looking to grow in wisdom and discipline and you like these kind of videos, then this is the channel that you need to subscribe to. So the first principle about time management is called category. So this is a very fun and practical thing to do. So what you'll do is, with the pen and the paper that I said you need to get, on this page you need to write everything that you do throughout your day, throughout your week, things you do on the weekend, things you do once per month, throughout the month. You need to write everything down. And then you need to categorize this into 3 main bubbles. The first one will be priority, the second one will be secondary, and the last one will be least important. So we need to sort everything out and put it in its respective bubbles. So for example, for priorities, you'll do things such as work, schoolwork, fulfillment, promises that you've made. You need to keep up with these promises. It can be even your bills, things that are the most important. Rest is a priority. It's something you can't really run away from, but if you don't prioritize it, you're gonna burn out for sure, and this whole time management thing just isn't gonna work out. So in the second bubble, secondary, things such as cooking, cleaning, socializing, grooming, things that you would deem to be secondary for yourself, you put in that bubble. And in the least important, it would be things such as video games, walking your dog, playing music, sports. But you must remember that this is actually tailored to you, for your personality, your lifestyle. So these are just examples that I'm throwing around, but you need to do this effort for yourself, because that means that you will know the value of your rest and the value of each action that you will take. You won't be feeling like you're falling behind or you're not putting enough work in and you need to put overtime, and there's this guilt feeling. Now, to eliminate that, you need to do this effort by yourself, by categorizing everything into these bubbles. So the second principle about time management is called delegation. And it's important to remember that there's a difference between a daily routine, a weekly routine, and then a calendar. So a daily routine is the daily things that we do, the daily activities, and most of our priorities will be in the daily routine. The weekly routine is where we can customize each day. So for example, a Monday would be different to a Saturday, and a Friday would be different to a Wednesday, typically speaking. That's usually how we live our lives, right? So on a weekend we would want to maybe knock off early on a Friday, whereas a Monday we just want to get back into the work and get back into the grind and everything. So we'll be able to customize each day going forward for each day of the week. And as for the calendar, this is where we're able to see the bird's eye view, where we can actually see each week is different compared to the other. So like end of month would maybe be different to the middle of the month. And this is where we can actually see our priorities and the least important things on our list. This is actually where we can actually put them. So maybe sports, you would only do sports, like maybe you play rugby. You only play rugby on weekends, or you only play rugby every second week, or you only have like these outings with family every second week. So this is important to see the bigger picture on the calendar. This is something that you have to do on your own efforts, so that you can really get a grip and see the value of the efforts that you put in. So you won't have that guilty feeling of, I'm not doing enough, I'm not working hard enough. It will actually help you see that there's value in everything. There's value in your rest, there's value in your hard work, there's value when you're doing the priorities, there's value when you're playing. So it's really important to do all of this yourself so you can really understand and see the value of the time that you have. Alright, so this is the fun part of all of this. So this is when you get a blank piece of paper, a new fresh piece of paper, and you would write down all the hours of the day from the time that you wake up to the time that you sleep. And you would make an hour's difference between each of these times. You can actually change it later on, but for the sake of planning now, just an hour's difference of each of the times. And this is where we can start now delegating things from our little bubbles, activities from our bubbles, into the different time slots of the day. So if you're a night owl or an early bird, it would be typically different. Your schedule would differ from the other. So if you're an early bird, I suggest that you put all of your priorities in the times where you are most effective and productive. So maybe your priorities would be in the morning if you are an early bird. If you're a person that warms up to the work in the middle of the day, then you'd maybe put your priorities around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And if you're a night owl, then put all your priorities at the time of the night where you're most effective. It could be 12 o'clock, it could be midnight, it could be 1 a.m. So you put your priorities at the times where you are most effective in your productivity. And as for the secondary category, you would put these activities at the times where you're warming up to your peak hour. Put your secondary activities there, or just mix and match to see what works best for your lifestyle. And as for the least important things of the day, you would put that at the times where you are least productive. So if you're a night owl, maybe you would want to have a cup of coffee in the morning, go for a walk in the morning. Maybe 12 o'clock in the day, you would want to go play tennis or anything like that. And then when it comes to if you're an early bird, you put all of those things like later on the day, like late afternoon, like 6 o'clock in the evening, or maybe 10 p.m. in the evening. So you really have to understand your personality and customize this. When you make it and tailor it to who you are and how your lifestyle is, that's how you really start to shine. That's how you really start to get a grip and become productive, because you're noticing what your strengths and your weaknesses are. So it can be strengths of the time of the day and weaknesses of the time of day. And another very important thing to include is rest. Have enough rest. Have enough rest in the day. So even if it means you must nap for half an hour in the afternoon, but you have to make sure that you have at least 8 hours of sleep in your sleep time. At least 8 hours of sleep, because that's going to help you to recover your muscles, help you to recover everything. You recover your emotions and your mental state. It really helps you recover and makes you strong to keep on being consistent and disciplined with your work and with your time and with your effort. So you have to put rest in there. You have to. There's no way. You might feel that if you're resting, you feel like you're losing out on time. But explain to me, if you feel like you're losing out on the work because you're sleeping, you're just going to keep on working, wearing yourself out every single time you put the effort in. As the seconds go by, you're like a burning rope. You're just burning until there's no rope left, and then there's nothing. Then it's a big bomb. Then it's a TNT explosion going off. So it's important for you to rest. I can't emphasize it any further. If you're an athlete especially, rest. If you are a person that does a lot of mental work, if you're an accountant, or even if you're a creative, rest. There is a thing of working and pushing and doing crunch time hours, but that is important for productivity. But as for longevity for your routine, you have to include rest. It's going to make you a happier person, a more productive person. You're going to become clear in your thought. You're going to become clear in your productivity, your creativity. You have to rest. And additionally, just an added tip that you can do is take cold showers. Take cold showers in the morning, take cold showers in the evening, as much as you can, because what it will do is that it will lower your heart rate and it will lower the stress that you go through, and it will leave you in a very calm state. So when you start doing activities, you're coming from a place of control and not a place of chaos and like physical stress. If you can make your body relaxed, it will actually aid your mind, because now you're able to focus a lot more. So as you can see, this is a trial and an error game, and it's really going to highlight your strengths and your weaknesses. So you have to remember that your weaknesses won't always be there. Some of them you cannot change, but some of them you can put effort in. to change by using discipline. So if you try to get a specific amount of work done in a period of time that you set out on your daily routine and you could not achieve it, it's okay. It's okay. Take a step back. Just take a step back and come back to it the next day. Or if you're strong enough, if you couldn't get something achieved between these times, you can fall back on a time where you're able to resume on your daily routine. So just take a step back. It's okay. Your failure is an opportunity for perfection. So remember that your failure is an opportunity for perfection. You're able to actually learn your strengths and your weaknesses and optimize on the things that you're so good at, that you become basically irreplaceable for yourself in your own daily routine. And that's what's going to make you super effective in your own life. So congratulations, you've come to the part of the video where I reveal the secret of what has helped me keep my time management on par. And that is the obvious but very effective discipline. So according to Google, the definition of discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. Now I must say, however, when it comes to what we're doing here, we are not going to use punishment to correct us. What we're going to use is reward. And that is going to be a motivation factor for you throughout your routine. So at different times in your routine, it can be from your daily to your weekly to your monthly, you can set points in your calendar where you reward yourself for the hard work that you've done. And when, for example, if you're training, you can have a cheat day maybe once a week, or you can have a cheat day once a month. It depends on how hard you go with it. So if you're starting to get back into time management, be a little bit more generous with yourself for now. Be a little bit more generous, and then as you start moving and getting better at it, you can start putting less reward until you get to a point where you're just so good at managing your time and your discipline is strong. So whatever reward works for you, it can be going for a walk, it can be having your favorite meal, it can be spending time with your favorite person. So you can look at these moments as rewards, so you're able to put in as much work as you can, be as productive as you can, but as healthily productive as you can, knowing that there's a reward at the end of the day, knowing that there's a reward coming, so you can actually keep on pushing and see the fruits of your labor. So as you keep on with your time management, other fruits will start coming. If you're running a business, fruits will start coming. If you're studying, fruits will start coming. Your understanding will become clearer. So using these principles, the structure of time management will help you to be a lot more effective in your life. So really, reward, working with discipline is what is going to make you be successful with time management. So you have to keep your discipline. So when you keep your discipline, how do you keep your discipline? You keep your discipline by remaining consistent. You have to be consistent. And if you fail, and I guarantee you, you are going to fail, but it's important for you to not give up. What you need to do is, if you failed, take a break and come back to it the next day. And if you're strong enough, if you fail, take a break for about an hour and fall back into the routine where you can. So if something came up within maybe from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock and now you couldn't do what you planned on, just continue with what you were doing, or take a break, and then from the next mark you can continue with that. That's if you're strong enough to do that. If you're not, take a break, step back and start again tomorrow. If you fail, you're not failing, you're actually just strengthening yourself. You're learning something new. Maybe you couldn't handle that then, but you can make an adjustment to make it more convenient for yourself. That's how you're gonna perfect your routine. That's how you're gonna perfect what works perfectly for you in every situation. So it's not an overnight thing, it's a time-based thing, because remember, this is time management. So don't expect yourself to be completely just such a complete expert at time management right off the bat. Don't expect that. Where you fail, just come back to it, come back to the drawing board and make a little adjustment. and start executing. This is how you're going to start perfecting it, and you're going to get very good at your own time management, working it out for your life to make you as effective and as productive as possible. So thank you so much for watching this video to the end. My name is Daniel Ryland, and this is a new channel that I've created. And if you'd like to learn new things about focus and discipline, then you can subscribe to my channel. And if you have any special requests around topics that you would like to learn about, you can leave it in the comments section.